The current state of service options can generally be divided into two sections. The first is on-demand service, which is when a service technician responds to a customer's request. The second is preventative maintenance, which is when regularly scheduled service is completed based on some specific predefined procedure. The advantage of on-demand service is an immediate response to problems. However, this is not always the case. There are a few disadvantages here, such as occupant discomfort due to time delays in getting things fixed. Unfortunately, this is usually accompanied by equipment downtime. This can often result in quick or temporary fixes to keep the equipment operational. Preventative maintenance keeps equipment operational with ongoing maintenance, with the goal of preventing on-demand service calls. With this, though, comes some disadvantages that include a high cost, the inability to completely avoid on-demand services, and difficulty of validating the effectiveness of the maintenance. So, what's the solution? Data-driven service and maintenance. With data-driven service, we can add data to help support both on-demand and preventative maintenance options. With data-driven on-demand services, service teams review insights to identify deficiencies, which empowers them to fix issues proactively. The advantage here is that we can resolve issues before the occupants are impacted. There are also fewer calls coming in to fix equipment on the spot, and in some cases, troubleshooting and resolutions can be offered remotely. With data-driven preventative maintenance, insights will identify when preventative maintenance is required and when it is not required. The advantages for data-driven preventative maintenance are a lower cost and better coverage. But what is the disadvantage of data-driven on-demand service and data-driven preventative maintenance? We require a BMS to be able to access that data. To explain why a BMS is necessary, John will demonstrate how you can use the OnPoint insights to your advantage when it comes to data-driven service and maintenance. It's important to note that all buildings are different, as are their occupants, owners, and the driving factor for monitoring each building. Some buildings' driving force behind service requirements can be occupant comfort or energy efficiency. OnPoint is built with this in mind. The end users can find exactly what is important to them and can solve those issues.
So OnPoint is a full analytics platform, but it is also a full enterprise-level smart building platform, complete with command and control. So here we have one building that has insights, but we also have indoor air quality. So let me move this around a bit here. So here is third-party indoor air quality sensors that are coming into this platform via a third-party API. So these are not integrated into the BMS, but rather are coming from a cloud-based API installed by a third-party contractor. And we can immediately see that there's some large issues with indoor air quality at this particular building. And so this is something we can click on and we can look, at this issue right away. We can even chart these issues and see what, when these issues happened or for how long, and then tie this back with the ventilation system to solve problems in real time. We also have access to equipment and full command and control capabilities to this equipment as well as control of the scheduling and a full charting platform. As we identify these issues, our customers can create support tickets. So let me back out and take a look at the support tickets here. So each user, when they log in, the first thing they see or any recent tickets that they've submitted as through the OnPoint platform. Now, those could be issues with the user interface, but they could also be service issues in an effort to solve problems. And this provides a single platform for support tickets to be created. And when those support tickets are created, they can be connected to a third-party ticketing system. So you don't, as a service provider, don't need to change how you do service or how you track your service. OnPoint can integrate with your service platform as an end user. Same thing, if you have an existing maintenance management system or asset management system, OnPoint can integrate with that so your operators can use a single platform for their command and control, their analytics, and issuing of those tickets. And so if we click on one of these tickets here, we can see the issues that were, the details of the issues that was submitted, but also the activity of that insight. So that's a two-way integration. In this case, we're using a HubSpot service portal in the back end. And so that's a two-way integration with HubSpot. So as the ticket moves through the HubSpot pipeline, that progress is updated here. So the user gets feedback of where exactly the status of that ticket is as it's working its way towards closed. Finally, if you've initiated that ticket as a result of an insight, we can then track exactly when that issue is closed and validate that it actually has been solved based on the analytics that are in the system. And that's very powerful for both the end user to know that the system has confirmed something is fixed, but also for the operator or the service technician to have that assistance when they attempted to fix something, they get notified if that did not work, and they can try another strategy to try to solve the issue. So we talked about quite a bit about on-demand analytics, but let's talk also about the preventative maintenance. And so what we've been focused on quite a bit lately is on creating a new suite of analytics that are focused not just on when things break, but identifying the issue before they break. And we can do that via our machine learning integration, where we can run essentially a predictive model on any data point within the system and identify, based on those predictive models, when air temperatures, air pressures, fan speeds are not at the level that we expect them to be at, and then draw conclusions from that. So here's a case where the discharge air temperature is higher than we expect it to be, which this indicates that there may be an issue with either the cooling system, the refrigerant system, there's some loss in cooling capacity, potentially a dirty coil or something to that extent. And so this can then trigger a preventative maintenance where a technician is going out to the site, checking on the coils, checking on the refrigerant pressures, and bringing the equipment up to speed. And so this is, we believe, kind of the future of preventive maintenance, where we're not doing it just on a schedule or by a set procedure. We're doing it based on what the data is telling us is needed by each of the equipment.
Lastly, to wrap things up, here is what we believe the benefits of data-driven service are for owners and occupants, providers, and everybody in between.